I know one of the struggle of us social media managers is to create content ideas. That's why we use ChatGPT to generate those ideas. But most of the time, when we saw some content on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever social media platform it is, it feels like we want to do the same thing for that client. But to tell you guys, it is not a strategy. It is copying. And social media won't work that way. That's why on this video, we are gonna generate content ideas without using ChatGPT and without copying any other people's content idea. And for us to be able to create those content ideas without using ChatGPT, first, we need to build a strategy. And if you don't know how to create content and strategy, I have a YouTube video here that will walk you through on how to create content and strategy, because without content strategy, we can't literally create content ideas that will achieve your client's social media goals. And once we have that content and strategy, we will now proceed in generating content ideas. And here's how we generate content ideas without using any ChatGPT or any AI tool. Let's go. Let's use this content calendar that we have created last week. If hindi mo pa siya napapanood and you don't know how to create content calendar in Notion, watch that video first before you come here, because dun ko tinuro kung paano gawin tong mga to. Going back, here's how we create content ideas with pillars in my travel account. And this is my travel account. My goal here is to collaborate with those accommodations once we travel, and also bring more awareness and increase my followers and engagement. And right now, we will need to create content ideas based on that goal and based on that audience. We have content pillars already. We have the content pillar, life realities, travel diaries, place records, travel freedom, and nomad life. So I created those content pillars based on the strategy that we have created. Right now, we need to create content ideas based on this content pillar. Whenever you are creating content ideas, you don't actually need ChatGPT to create that for you, because all you need is to get to know the business, the ins and outs of the business, the audience, and that's it. You need to know the experience of your client so you can create content ideas based on that experience, based on that information, and based on the challenges and interests of your audience. Let's create an idea under content pillars, life realities. And whenever I am creating content idea, I will go here on my idea tracker. So on this idea tracker, I will create an idea name here or idea title, which is I will always think, what are the life realities of me traveling at the same time is digital nomad and working with different clients. So life realities is, let's say, enjoying life in Siargao, morning versus evening. This content idea, I will show life in the morning and life in the evening. Life in the morning, travel, enjoy, fun. And life in the evening is working. Yes, because that's life realities when traveling. We enjoy in the morning and we work in the evening. Actually, this content pillar is also applicable in the nomad life. That's why we need to add the nomad life and life realities. And then, another content pillar for life realities, what I'm doing is I am creating content ideas under life realities first, and then go with other content pillars. So, another life realities is travel now, Pulubi later. So, showing me enjoying the travel, and then switch to me, my bank account showing no money there. And that's how we create content ideas under life realities. So if you still have content ideas under that content pillar, feel free to add it. But right now, we will now proceed to travel diaries. So on this travel diaries, I can actually share all of the experience that I experienced in Siargao on in every location that I have traveled. So for example, what we do in Puerto. That's under travel diaries. What we do in Siargao in our first day. I can also create activities we did in Cebu. That's all under travel diaries. Because this travel diaries is actually a general content pillar that everything that happened within all the travels that we did, I can actually share it on this content pillar. Since we are just generating content ideas, always feel free to clear all the dates because we don't have in the content planning stage. This part, we only create content ideas. That's why content ideas is what matters most on this part. Let's say that's it for this travel ideas content pillar. Next, the place records. So on this place is I can share where we stay in Cebu. Then let's say I have videos of our stay in Cebu. Where we stay in Siargao. And clear the date. Found this cute room in Palawan. And remove this part. And this is also place records. Remember our goal? Our goal is to connect with those travel audience, increase awareness, at the same time, collaborate with those accommodations. To achieve the goal of collaborate with those accommodations, we actually need to create this kind of content to attract them, because we need to create content that's showing the place we are recommending a place when we travel, which is this one. And of course, if we want to increase the awareness, we want to increase the engagement, we need these content ideas that achieves that specific goal. And that's the reason why it's very important to create content pillar first and then content ideas. So as you can see, we are not generating content ideas using ChatGPT. We only use our mind, our experience, and all of the information that we gather through the market research, because we can't create those content ideas if we didn't do the market research. We will not be able to know all of this information without doing the market research. That's why before doing the content strategy, we need to have that market research. And now let's proceed to another content pillars, which is the travel freedom. We can actually think or connect it to another pillar, which is the nomad life. What life looks like with flexible job. There. So, because on these content ideas, we are able to show how flexible we are working with client as a nomad, and how free we are to travel whenever we want and work at the same time. Explain the content idea. Show of me working with different islands. Is all about travel freedom and the nomad life. If you have, again, if you have any other content ideas under this content pillar, feel free to add it. And since this is just an example, so this is only the content idea that we generated. Actually, that's how we generate content ideas. As you can see, we have generated a lot of content ideas uniquely, based on our experience and based on the interest and the challenges of our target audience. That's why you guys, you don't need to generate content ideas using ChatGPT or any other AI tools, or even copying other people's content, because you or your client have a unique experience which social media wants us to create authentic content. Since we are authentic and that's how we do generate content ideas, I actually just rebranded this account. When I post content, at first, the views only like this, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1,2, 900, or around 1,000 only. But when we create content strategy, views went up to 152,000 views, then 25,000 views. As you can see, we never get viral before, but since we created content strategy, we have two content that gone viral. And that's the power of creating content ideas without using ChatGPT, and that's also the power of creating content strategy on your account. And after you have those ideas, it is time for us to finalize those content ideas that we have generated. In finalizing content ideas, we need content calendar. Actually, in generating content ideas, we also need content calendar. And if you haven't watched my last video last week on how to create content calendar from scratch, please watch that video first before moving to the next step, which is the generating content ideas. I know that I said this late because you already watched the generating of content ideas, but just so you know that we have content here that we have created content calendar from scratch using Notion project management tool. In finalizing, we need to create those content ideas in more detailed. If you have inspirational content, put it here. And if you found an audio that you can use, because usually for me to be able to edit faster, I am finding or researching audios on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever audio that I think is suitable on this content idea, I will link it here. I will remove anything that is not important to this content idea. So if I have the shot list, I will also find on my Google Drive what video that I can use to edit this content. Content ideas, show life in the morning, travel, enjoy, fun. So I will find it inside my Google Drive where all of the footage is in there. Copy the link and paste it here. It's very easy for me to edit content, so I don't have to find it and search it whenever I am doing editing. And that's how I do the finalization of the content idea. And you have to do the same thing in other content as well. Other than that, we also need to put a goal. On this, enjoying life in Siargao, morning versus evening. My goal here is to find awareness. Travel now, pulubi later. My goal here is engagement because I know I am not the only one who can relate on that. I also know that people will do the like, will do comment, and share it to their story because it is very relatable. What we do in Puerto, travel diaries, so meaning our goal here is collaboration. Or something na leads, because that's our main goal in the travel account is to do the collaboration. What we do in Siargao in our first day, this is awareness. Activities we do, this is actually followers and awareness and engagement. And yes, there are content that achieves many goals if you think it achieves that goal. Feel free to put how many goals you think this content achieve your social media goal. Where we stay in Cebu, this is actually Place Recos. So, it's either collaboration or lead. Where we stay in Siargao, collaboration or lead as well. Found this cute room in Palawan. So, this is collaboration and leads. What life looks like with flexible job. Awareness and followers. We have the goal, we have the content pillars. Next is the status. We already finalized this content idea. We need to change the status that everything needs to be edited because I already put an audio, I already put the footage that you can use to edit this video. That's why you need to change the status to needs to be edited. And that's why this board views of ideas under needs to be edited. And that's how we finalize content ideas, and that's also how we generate content ideas. Now it is ready for a client to approve that content ideas if it is part of your process. But if it is not and the client already trusted you about those content ideas, it is time for you to do the content planning, which we will next tackle on our next video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my social media, Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!